Hey, good day. I'm kind of excited here. We're going to meet with the Dent family member, I guess a granddaughter, and we're going to possibly talk to her, but go ahead and touch on the subject of Dent toys. And here's an example of a Dent toy box set, which we're going to open real soon. And here's an example of Dent canceled checks that we're going to talk about soon. Plus more. Stay tuned. So hi, it's Ed with Antique Toys. This is Lisa Dent. Lisa, can you explain your relation to the Walter Dent on this check?
Well, looking at that, that is my Uncle Walter, actually, who my dad is also named for. So it's kind of interesting to see that signature because you would think it's my dad, but it's really my great uncle.
So your father was the brother of the Walter.
No, my father was the nephew of that Walter Dent.
Okay, the nephew
yes,
of that Walter
after
Dent.
the Walter Dent, yes.
Okay.
My grandfather, Harry Cortland Dent, he ran Dent Manufacturing for many years, and then it went down to my uncle Hal. I forget his name was actually Henry Hewitt Dent. I'd get the right name.
Okay.
But and then the company was sold at some point by all the siblings, my father included, at some point back in the 70s.
So you would be kind of not a grand, but a great grand within the family line.
Yes, of the original, probably the original part of the family that started selling the toys. Yeah, I'd say great granddaughter. Yeah,
Awesome.
I know. I still
All right, so stay tuned. We're gonna have her unbox family history right here. Just a second. Yeah. All right. So, Lisa, let's take a look at a box of your treasures. What is this? This is the Toyland's treasure chest, and this box has been around for a while.
Wow.
Fullerton, PA.
Yep.
So let's take a look.
I've been to the plant up there in Fullerton. Oh my gosh, look how beautiful these are.
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
I'm gonna take a look.
Wow, I love these.
Yeah.
This was a toy. See, I don't know all this history, but I love it. I have some catalogs.
Yeah, so a lot of the Dent cataloging came with product group 1, box set 1, box set 2, box set 3. Absolutely, just take them out one by one. And so this ends up being a Toyland treasure chest. And so this particular set ends up just being some of the best of. It's a tractor, yeah.
Very nice. I remember, I want to say one of these two from being a child at my house.
Okay, the coupe, right?
The coupe.
And so you got the engine as well as the pumper there. Now that toy would not normally be in that set, but I put it in the set. It's the aluminum.
Oh.
So this aluminum is a product test right at 1930. Dent thought that maybe cast iron was too heavy and that you may have to switch over to aluminum. But they quickly found out aluminum is expensive, and then not that long later, it was a wartime material.
Oh.
Okay, so part 3, Lisa. We're going to probably go through Dent's history where the mid-20s, Dent toys were more humble but fun and super duper solid.
They sure are.
So fire engine,
Pumper, right?
that one, yes, that one has a grill on it that's a little more detailed. That may be late 20s. Early 20s, they did these really elongated front ends, which were like Christie front ends from where they went from horses to engines. Okay. So they needed all this space for big engines.
Got it.
So this is even earlier. That might be like 22. And then maybe 29, 30. Lindbergh, Hubley got Lindbergh's official licensing, so that's where it was Spirit of St. Well, Amelia Earhart and so forth, Spirit of St. Louis or the Lindees This is no longer a Lindy, it's a Lucky Boy. So Lucky Boy
got it.
was...
Not Lucky Lindy.
Right, so this ended up being
That's beautiful.
a way to skirt around the Lindbergh name.
Beautiful.
2930.
2930.
Right. The Mac, we think, is probably 28, 29, 30, probably at the height of the Roaring 20s. And then there was a real nice dump truck that was shown in 1920 with a different cab, or 1930 with a different cab. And then I would say this is probably 33, 34, where they chopped the cab and they put a different front end on it to modernize it.
Okay.
The previous one was open, so probably was like late 20s. So this would be the more modern enclosed cab. But this is actually a prototype. So this is a family prototype.
Is it really? It's beautiful. It's in great shape. I like the color.
It's brass. And
right.
everything's hand brazed on, filed, smoothed, so that they could disassemble it, push it into sand.
It's beautiful.
Silver solder.
I see what you're saying. Yes.
And so that's why you see silver.
So
silver
this brass.
solder.
Interesting. Okay, beautiful.
And then
I like that one a lot.
I'd say 35, 36, they did the Chrysler Airflow with the waterfall grill. But then they did a fantasy coupe that never happened, because I think a lot of times companies would be ahead of the curve and look at concept drawings by the manufacturers,
right?
Not the actual car that was produced, because they wanted to be current, right? This might have been a concept car that was never made by Chrysler. Chrysler Airflow Coupe, but this would be the, at that time they'd count them, they'd call it like 1, 2, 3, they'd call that like a 5 window.
Okay.
Or this would be a 1, 2, 3 window.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, these tires are still in great shape too.
They are.
That's amazing. For all those years, for 100 years.
And then unfortunately, here's that one. And you see the orange and the blue and the orange and the blue.
Yes.
But unfortunately, the swan song of cast iron manufacturing was late 30s. They had to get smaller and smaller for weight.
Okay.
For less labor, for less paint, shipping costs.
Okay.
And so then they finished, I think, 36, 37 with this LaSalle.
Almost like a Matchbox size.
It became like a Tootsie toy. But unlike a Tootsie toy, which was white metal, that was still cast iron. And it's just a little bit heavier, you know? Yeah.
Really beautiful.
All right, we're going to introduce Lisa to the Mack Truck C-Cab line of Dent. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Wow, those are beautiful.
And they're all cast iron.
And they're all supposedly Mack truck. They were fashioned after them, I guess?
They were. So they were C-Cab Mack trucks, or they sometimes call them pillarless because there's no pillar. Which looks good, looks beautiful, but there was only one problem, like on this pickup truck, if it flipped over, it'd kill the occupant. Oh. So they decided later to put pillars here. So these are these are designed after very early Macs. And I think the designing was probably off of a 1920, 21, 22 Mack truck. Dent, I believe, made these probably 27, 28, 29.
Okay. Beautiful.
But you got the junior supply, and this toy was actually in the Don Kaufman collection, who owns KB Toys, so Kaufman Brothers is KB. This was owned by Don.
Oh, yeah.
And then it went to a gentleman who now has it in an auction for us coming up. I believe this was one of the highest sales ever. It was like 6,000 to 7,000.
Wow.
So your family name is really good.
Well,
everybody did well.
Family, I have to say.
Everybody did well. And the stake truck, in theory, this is sample 279. So like if you looked up the catalog.
Can I hold it?
Yeah, absolutely. So you got that one. And each piece is you can pull off.
Wow, that is so neat.
The driver's removable.
Yeah.
And a lot of people these days are now very much into oil toys. And so here's an American oil toy. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. And And
And
there's
that
no
one-
doubt on this one. This is an original.
Yeah, I like the older ones. I think they have character, you know?
Absolutely.
It's gonna,
That's a
who's
gorgeous
gonna
one.
doubt that? It's beautiful. So,
Yeah.
just on another note though,
Sure.
we Dents, we all still,
Uh-huh.
the descendants of my great grandfather who, you know, created this company,
Right.
we still all get together. We have family reunions every couple of years.
That's neat.
all
that's,
over the country.
That's really neat to
yeah,
know.
we all get along.
Now, at the end of this, I may give her catalog. Like, I may have some duplicates, and maybe the family will be like, "Oh, I need this one."
Oh, yeah.
And what would be neat is if the family says, "Oh, we've got something you don't have," you know,
Exactly,
and keep it a
yes.
two-way street.